Hello and welcome. My name is Carsten Lützen. I'm an agile coach and facilitator and professional coach. And today I will talk about this what's holding your team together right now, which is something I've seen become more and more important. Because if we look at the broader picture right now, we have a lot of uncertainty currently, both in the political aspect, but also with respect to jobs, with AI, is it going to take our jobs and whatnot? So we have a lot of this uncertainty, and we can deal with that in different ways. And I see a lot of teams being asked to change and adapt and make sure that they follow the current trends and jump onto all the bandwagons that are coming at all points in time, right? I also see some, with all this uncertainty, doubling down on control and tighter processes and stricter gates and whatnot. I would argue that maybe we should look at something else, right? A lot of us works within change management in one form or another, but maybe we need to pay a bit attention, because we are experts, right? And we suffer from this expert blindness. So we don't see the things that are working because we just take them for granted. And maybe in these uncertain times is actually where we need to focus on what is working, what is it that gives us stability, what is it that gives us predictability in our process and in our team. We have a lot of things we need to take care of and take into account. So what are the things that we just take for granted that we don't need to actually pay that much attention to? Because maybe that is actually the glue that binds us together, and maybe that is actually where we as coaches need to make sure that we focus on. And we do that, for instance, in solutions-focused coaching, where we always look into what is it that is already working and how can we build on that. But some of us, as I said, we grow blind to these things. So I have 3 questions I like to ask to uncover what is it that hold us together, what is it that we take for granted. And these are the ones. First off, so when you onboard a new team member, what is it that you often forget to mention? I always find this super interesting, right? So imagine that we have a new joiner, and we show them around the office, and the person is greeting a lot of people, and we talk about the processes and whatnot. But what is it actually that we forget to mention? Because that is probably something that we have just taken for granted. It just works, so why should we even care? So when you have a good answer to that, then you're closer to figuring out what is it actually that's holding our team together. Next up is, where do you harvest reliable and repeatable value? What are the things that we're doing that gives us a predictable outcome, a predictable output even? Because we probably need to protect this and make sure that we continue to do this even when a lot of uncertainty is taking up our bandwidth and our capacity. So what is it that we need to make sure that we continue to do? And then this last one, what part of our process should we keep as exactly as is? Often when we're talking about a retrospective and coaches, we're always trying, and change management, we're always trying to figure out what is it that we should change? How could we change it? Where should we do a fail-safe experiment? Maybe we also need to look at our process and what are the things that we should safeguard. And one way we can do that in a retro is, if you think back to some of my former videos with the 4-step retrospective, I had a continue column. Maybe this is actually super important that we have something like this. So we start practicing noticing what is it that gives us this reliable and repeatable value. What is it that we need to make sure that we continue to do even when push comes to shove or something really unexpected happen? What is it that we should still continue to do? It's not as interesting as trying out something super new, but it's something that we need to make sure that we help the team keep a focus on. I am super curious, what is it that you do about this uncertainty in your teams? How do you deal with that? How do you tackle that? How do you help the teams? And then if you have similar questions, please share. That would be super awesome. And if you have comments, questions, ideas, or feedback to these videos, please again leave a comment or send me a message. That would be super, super awesome. And that's it. Have a super awesome day.